A disturbing video of a woman feeding her infant alcohol sparked outrage in Nigeria. This act, allegedly intended to help the child sleep better, poses serious health risk. The Nigerian police force has launched an investigation and urged the public to provide information, and the citizens can actually reach out to the police via 091-699-67000. I'll call the number again, 091-699-67000, to aid in identifying the woman. The police prioritizes the health of children and their welfare, and the child rights advocates condemn the act and demand swift action. The police has vowed to apprehend the mother and ensure justice is maintained, is served. We want to discuss this because we're all mothers. You can join the conversation and call us on 02016352013, or you can call us on 09024163440. Tweet to us #TVC, hashtag YourView on TV, so we can read your tweet, or you could also join us on our streaming platform and then just put in your comment there. Now, this conversation, when I watched the video, I was like, what level of ignorance would make a woman do this? What level of selfishness would make a mother do this? Why would you give your child the alcoholic drink? Like, this is, even me, I find that drink to be a very, very strong drink as an adult. Giving it to a minor. Nima, what was your first reaction when you saw a baby? Baby. So I want this baby to sleep. It's not cough syrup again. It's not spiritin anymore. So hard drink.
I cannot pretend to sit here and say that I've not seen this before. And it's very heartbreaking.
Oh, that's sad.
Very sad. I can't pretend. It's not documented. I don't think I've seen any statistics of it. But women of the South, our people in the Sapele and the Delta, our people in the Benin, they pride themselves in, the alcohol they take after childbirth to calm down. The thing not flow away. Take something. Take kai, do shekpe, all of those things. They pride themselves. So growing up, I had this Shekiri neighbor, and whenever they give birth, it's bottle they bring, the beer bottle. And they'll be,
that's for the adults now.
No, when you're breastfeeding, everything you take goes to your baby.
Goes to the baby.
So I would see some drowsiness. Everyone would just be peaceful, calm. I go dairy. She said go dairy. Baby, I go dairy.
The children are not up. They're not active.
So, but at some point, I was a bit condoning of it mentally. I thought it was okay. And people do it, nothing that happened until I was waiting. So my waiting was for knowledge. God catched me because I was able to read and see how it affects the psychology of the babies, the mental, the brain development of the babies. And I was like, something that I was so accepting of like this, is this dangerous? When we give birth, there's this pepper soup they do for us, black soup. The pepper was so much that my baby was purging. I was the one consuming the soup.
But breastfeeding.
But my baby, I noticed that the first stool that we expected the baby came so easily. And then everything was just so, then I noticed that from the stool of the baby, I could tell you change the diaper, and everywhere is still hot with the spices that I had just consumed. That's how dangerous I saw it. Then now as an adult, I am dealing with one mother that I always talk about on the show that I cannot stand anymore, that I will not give her a break. Because every time she's exactly what that woman does, she's doing it and she's breastfeeding. And I've seen
drinking and breastfeeding.
Nima,
this video shows a woman
just for you to
drinking and then
giving how
putting
dangerous
sachet alcohol drink into the mouth of a baby. That is like race to power.
That's double the trauma that I'm going through watching that woman. People don't understand that when you're doing something bad, sometimes for worrisome people like me, you are punishing me to witness it. It's better that you don't even do such a thing or somebody arrest you. When you're breastfeeding, and now I feel that baby, her development is not going well because of that habit of her mom. So for me to just open the social media and see that one too, doing like a silly person, using and saying that will make the baby sleep, you're a lazy mother. If a baby, when I had my daughter, she would sleep normally, she would, calm down. But my son, we do 6 hours work at night, every night, for him to adjust to nighttime and daytime. Babies have their adjusting period, and it's within the 40 days. Thankfully, Zib knows that it's his work because I have to sleep. Whenever the boy starts at night, he frets. And it was this guy, they call it colic. boys will cry and all of that. I will just hand over the baby, turn my side, sleep. He will bring the baby for breastfeeding and he'll keep doing the work, and then when he's going to work, he's sleepwalking. We share the work because now 2 parents picking they get, but it's a lot of work, and it's for responsible adults to raise babies. If you're not ready for this thing, leave the business. You shouldn't even put your baby on sedative. You should be on exclusive breastfeeding if you want your baby to grow wholesomely. Well, talk less of you opening fenyija for the baby. You know, it's just annoying.
All right, when I saw this, I just said, you know what? We owe good mothers.
We need to celebrate them.
Yes, we need to celebrate. If you were born by a mother who even had just common sense, you don't know the blessing that you have already. There's so many stories I've seen and I've heard, you know, about mothers who are doing terribly or who don't even know better, any better. So these mothers, their intention is not to be evil. It's that they didn't even know that what they're doing is wrong. And then you have a mother that has common sense, has added awareness, and she gave birth to you and tried to raise you well. You don't know the blessing that you have been given. Just being born by that sort of person. Just being born by that person. Because there are some people being born today. I was listening to a live of someone who was a drug addict, gave birth to a child, sold it so she could get more money for drugs. Some human beings are being born to mothers like that. Now look at this video. Of course, at first I was incensed. I was upset. How dare she? But then I also know that I come from a country where culturally, some places like you have highlighted, is acceptable. So when we see it in a village setting, we accept it. It's something that we've done, you know. But then when we see it on social media, we are shocked. Why would she do something like that? But probably she's looking from where she came from, where she's seen mothers, grandmothers take alcohol, give a little alcohol to children. I know people who have put a little, they may not as much as she seemed to have given that child. They dip their finger in alcohol and place it in the child's mouth. So culturally, we have that. And that's where education is important. You know, you said something about education earlier. It's important. It's important when we say send them to school, primary and secondary. This is what we mean, because at that level, at least there's some information that they will get. The information is a little different from what they're learning at home. So why is alcohol even, why is it dangerous for a mother to do that? There's something called, is it fetal alcohol syndrome disorder? If you give your child alcohol, either directly or via breastfeeding, you will damage your child developmentally. The child will, the child will not develop properly. Their brain will not develop properly. They will have issues growing up. They will not be able to sit in one place. They will not be able to do work. They will not be able to make good decisions in life. They will struggle with making proper decisions in life. And we have so many children being born this way. And what hurts me most, apart from being angry for those who just do it for being lazy, what hurts me most is that people are doing it because they don't know any better. And in 2025, we shouldn't have a Nigerian mother that doesn't know any better. Education is important. The Ministry of Women Affairs, some of the grassroots projects and initiatives, these are the things that we're talking about. CSOs, NGOs, these are the sort of information we're talking about. I was talking to my mom. My mom spent her weekend doing a medical outreach. And she was saying how sometimes she just realized that a lot of Nigerians just go and they'll just say to a doctor or whatever, I'm sick. They give them medicine. She says she realized that people don't even have information. Yeah, I have high blood pressure. They gave me this. She says, no, before you are given a high blood pressure medication, you would have done a minimum of 3 tests to see if there's something that is affected by something you do, or, you know, you are not just meant to be handed medicine. She, if she were to own an NGO, it will be about educating our people. And that's what I say, there's a lack of education concerning so many things. We're just living life. Whatever happens, happens. That's really sad.
So, when I saw that, I was outraged, and you know, like
weak. You are still weak, Chef.
Yes, you know, also like with what Nima Mariam has said, like the effect of the secondary transfusion in terms of breastfeeding. Because when I went to see my sister for her 40th, she took a glass of wine, and she said, oh, that she has not tasted alcohol. She drinks, I don't drink. That she has not tasted alcohol in 7-8 years that she had her kids. Because she's a doctor, and she's a specialist with breastfeeding mothers and stuff like that. So she now told me how important, not drinking, when you're breastfeeding, how it affects the brain and everything of a child. I knew that was a problem, but I didn't know how in depth. She even wrote a book on that. But anyways, I was outraged when I saw this, but I want to look at it from a different perspective, right? Because basically, Nima and Mariam has said all we need to know on this. But when the mother was given the child, I watched that video like a couple of times, was given the child that alcohol. I noticed that the child didn't make a different type of, they didn't grimace. Didn't cry, didn't make, it wasn't shocked, the taste of that alcohol, right? So then it blend. So I'm thinking in my head, like,
it's normal.
You know how people are constantly chasing clout and content creators trying to create nonsense and different things on social media, right? And that's why I'm happy how the United States now have said that for visa requirements, you have to open up your pages so that they can see what you're doing or know the kind of person that you are. So I think that maybe that's my thought too, that she put juice or something, because the child there was no reaction from the child to taste something.
What if it's something the child is already used to?
There's a possibility, but I also want us to look at it from a different angle. To also,
like she cut some. She did like this.
No. If you notice, look at it. The way she cut that thing, the thing was already open. I watched that video over and over again. Look at it properly. She acted as if she cut the thing, but maybe she had already cut it already.
She also took a sip now.
Yes, she had already cut it,
but
right?
I get what you're saying.
Yes. So I feel that she was just trying to create content. But then we need to be educated the kind of things we put out there. Why are you creating that kind of content? What are you trying to teach? And now you've gotten into trouble because of a useless, misinformed content that you created that affects a child. Now police and social welfare, they've carried you. So people need to be more self-aware and not allow this cloud chasing, this social media.
That's even taking it from the angle of it is a social media stunt. We've seen many social media stunts. So taking it from the angle that it could be a social media stunt, why would you want to use your child drinking alcohol as a social media stunt?
Foolishness.
It already speaks of
the kind of mindset.
That person has. Let me take Ajia Mohammed. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
I can see the lady in...
You are live, Ajia Mohammed. Please, you are live right now. Join us.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, all the ladies there.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome to the show.
About the topic you're saying, in my area, they give babies alcohol anyhow. And when you talk to them, they tell you it boosts them.
Yeah.
Or some will say it makes them sleep. Or some will say because they don't have money to feed, so the alcohol will make baby sleep, and then they can do their work, whatever they want to do.
Culture.
Mostly the Yorubas do it here.
You see?
I see it a lot. But when I try to control them, they tell me what I'm saying is nonsense, because I come from the city and then I come and live here and then I don't know anything. I have money. That's what they tell me. So alcohol is nothing for some people, some ignorant people. They don't even care. That's
The money they used to buy alcohol will cook small soup now.
it's not even about the cooking soup or all of that.
No,
For
if
me,
they say it's
watching
about
this video,
babies hungry and then you give them alcohol so they sleep so you can...
this video, the lady was talking about giving the baby alcohol so that the baby can sleep and she can rest. When we go for antenatal, there are things, when I did my own antenatal, I did it in a general hospital and they taught us things like this. Don't drink. I used to fix my nails when I was pregnant. When I went for antenatal, they told me remove your nails, don't paint, because we need to see if you are pale, that they can just press your nail to see that you are pale. There was education. I have a pregnant person right now doing antenatal in general hospital. Ijaye. And they were not teaching. She does not know all of these things. I'm wondering, what do you do?
Go early?
She goes early, very early. I'm like, what are they teaching you? Say, when we go, we pray, sing, and then we wait. Then they market they market different antiseptic things for sale. I'm like, are they not teaching you how to take care of your child? Why you shouldn't drink alcohol? Like they explained in antenatal. The truth is, we can't grow beyond what we know. Education is what will help you know what is good or what is bad. The fact that you've done it culturally, they used to kill twins before. It was culturally acceptable to throw a child away. A child that has health defects. They throw the child away and abandon the child. These things were happening, but we got educated. And as we got educated, we realized there are better ways to manage things.
Yeah.
Women, mothers, people should get education on how to raise their children. Because I want to first just look at it that this is an ignorant parent.
Of course.
Because that's like there are two categories, either ignorant parents or a selfish, wicked parent. So the ignorant parents, I would say, oh, let us educate these parents. But there are the categories of knowledgeable parents that are just selfishly saying, this, you won't kill me, you no go kill me. Take put that for your mouth, you no go kill me kind of thing.
I started that these cultural acceptable practices, we witnessed them. You know the caller that called, what she's saying, I have never seen a Yoruba. In fact, the first time I saw somebody buy a beer for a 3-year-old boy, he was from the southeast. And we were having the argument, the wife just walked away because she would be domestically violated if she continued to follow my advice. And I told him, I said, it wasn't healthy. The children, my son was just a little older than that boy. I was coming from work and I saw the boy. He had just had a drink from the bottle, a sip, and he gave the boy. The boy too had it. A 3-year-old, you couldn't even hold the bottle.
That's lack of education.
He told me, he said, it will calm him down. So people, when you witness some of these things, this acceptances of the abnormal, the things that common sense should tell you, when you accept it, you see people copy it over and over. That man, a full adult, that was his last child. And I don't know how the other children survived him, because the small boy could not carry the bottle. He needed help to hold that bottle.
I think I've seen that video.
It's not video. It's my neighbor. It's my neighbor. I know him. He knows me. We don't confront. I'm sorry if it's what you say. This man never forgave me, because I told him, I said, you see this, it will never pass. Because we had to fight off the bottle. I don't understand how people witness this. I told you, I said, it was from reading. I understood the neurological effects of it on babies. I thought it calms the babies.
Wow.
Growing up, when
that's
they do
what
it,
they say over and over again.
If it wasn't religion, I'm sure that's something I would have copied. If it wasn't religion, I would have copied
because
it.
It's like a
because every baby would just calm down. The mother calms down.
Everybody drinks.
But
to
that's
fight
the effect of alcohol. Someone was saying here that how can the mother not know that she knows?
No,
because some people don't know that she would have experienced what the alcohol does to her and know what it would do to her baby.
But if she enjoys what it does to her, she would think that the baby is enjoying the benefits as well.
The things that giving alcohol to babies would stop them from being able to build a strong nervous system. It will stop them from being able to eat well, and it might affect their may lead to respiratory failure. Now, their growth retardation, like they won't be able to grow well if they are unable, if they are taking, if you give children alcohol, they won't grow at the optimum way they should grow. They will not feed properly, which would inhibit the normal growth they should have. The worst part of it is it increases dependency lifetime. So they are likely going to become addicts. So what we think is a good thing, say, because they gave the person alcohol when they were small, it helped them to become, they can withstand alcohol. No, that person is an alcoholic. That person is an addict. So the fact that you can drink 5 bottles and it does not shake you is not a good thing. You should be worried because it means that you've had early exposure and now you have built a level of resistance that is still killing that person. Our adults are already complaining of liver and kidney disease based on alcohol. Then imagine giving children.
And can we just tell mothers that it doesn't help the postpartum bleeding? We were given that impression that it helps, really. In fact, the hot water, this is just punishment. Personally, I want doctors to come and tell us about the whole hot water science that we're told. Postpartum is just basic care. You drink alcohol, doesn't help it. The sapele water thing doesn't do magic. That's the truth.
It doesn't shrink the stomach.
It doesn't shrink any stomach. All the sapele people I know,
you want to shatter. This culture that you want to rewrite.
And somebody says propaganda. The southeastern person is my neighbor, and I know his state. He still goes in December, so please, thank you.
Your own is general. They'll say it's generalization.
He's not.
We'll take a quick break.
I made an instance of one person copying it.
We'll continue with the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's not generalization. I said one person copied it. I said.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.